Welcome back to another exciting episode of Wired for Sound. It is going to be awesome. I hope you're sitting down for this one.
Sit down.
Listen to the man. He said sit down. We're down at Comics Plus Music Exchange, home of 10,000 albums strong. They have all kinds of other stuff here as well, like comics and action figures. Oh, well, that looks a lot like you, Jason.
Maybe.
I had no idea he had an action figure of himself. Coming up on the show, we're going to be interviewing Gary Gummison, the owner of the store. But first, check out this interview with the Birthday Boys.
Maybe it was out of your hands. Maybe it just runs in your blood. The bottom line is on you've yet to cross.
We're all from Peterborough. I grew up in a musical family. I think we all did. And then we've just kind of met each other through playing in bands in Peterborough, and all of our bands fell apart, so we started this one.
Yeah, we were all sort of sitting around as friends and thought, you know, these are the guys we want to be on the road with. Why don't we just make a band and see what happens? So we kind of just did that and started writing together, and then this sort of evolved over the couple of years into what it is now.
Safe for knowledge there was no one around. The fire of hell in my eyes. I scream scripture in your ear.
I mean, we all have our individual inspirations, but I think for this band, a big one would be Nick Cave. From the start, Nick Cave, PJ Harvey, and that was sort of, from the beginning, kind of the admiration for how off the beaten path they would go, or not even, you know, they wouldn't even really try to write something for a certain genre of music. They would just do art and create, and I think that was a huge inspiration for us all coming together and starting the band.
We have one full-length album that came out a couple years ago, and we've just released an EP, 6-song EP, so you can get that at the shows. You can get it online as well. It's called Tin Head.
Vinyl.
And we also have a vinyl, 7-inch vinyl single for the first single called Daughter's Man.
Back when you were a cell, you started evolution. You thrown a rock at a carpet, every major revolution. There's a fire in you that can't be missed. Smell the
I mean, I think we all have different versions of the video. The video is fun. It's fun to do. Graham wrote it, and it came from a really specific personal place. So for me, it kind of, you know, not having the same background or reason in that song, it was just kind of, when you're playing music and you're on the road all the time, you're dressing up, you're painting your face, you're becoming that sort of plastic whore sometimes. And I think that you have to be pretty comfortable doing it or not doing it, whatever you choose. But I think in that video, you know, it was, you know, my take was that Graham was talking to his girlfriend's father and saying, I am your daughter's man. You know, I do this, I go out there, but I'm a man. I'm the man. What's your take, Graham?
I prefer to let you answer this question.
See, I didn't write the song, so cancel all of that.
Here's
That is
the
bullshit.
from my perspective,
Did you write the song?
I wrote the song, and the song was very personal. And so instead of trying to make a video that would, like, you know, go along with the words of the song, we just thought, I am your daughter's man. It's kind of cheeky to get dressed up like a girl. That's all I thought. I thought, you know, I'm not going to bother trying to match the intensity of the song with the video. So.
I thought you had way more in you than that.
No, man, it was pretty superficial. I've just always wanted to try mascara. It was...
Coming soon to Shaw TV, Urban Star.
We're looking for rappers, R&B singers, and reggae artists all across the country. We want to find out if you got what it takes to be the next urban star.
You can win a record deal, world distribution, and much more. Urban Star 2011 is coming to Shaw TV to a city near you. Register now, urbanstarcontest.com.
Jason, what happened? You're so big and hairy with rubber hairs.
You're small and puny, and I've got the chain. Ha ha.
Oh, but I've got a gun. Pew, 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 pew. Take that. Going down. Going down.
So violent.
I know, it's my nature. Can't help it. Up next, we have Flower Child coming to you, and they're a great band. The drummer is from Ireland, and a couple of the other guys are from Toronto. It's kind of a nice mishmash, a great sound.
I'm going to go eat a turnbuckle.
You're going to go? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? He's going. We're shooting a show. I don't get that guy. Anyway, check out Flower Child.
We're a Toronto-based band, and it's a project that started in Toronto, and it kind of found its way traveling to Ireland and Australia because we did this record with our producer, Jeff Martin, who had resided in each of those countries. And then along the way, we picked up, for example, our drummer, Wally, is actually from, there he is. Wally's from County Cork, Ireland, from a beautiful little town named Schull, and we met him over there. Jeff had asked him to come and record on the record with us, and then we invited him over to Canada, and Wally has ended up being our MVP of the tour, actually.
Essentially, like, it was the strangest thing because Jeff Martin Tea Party just never existed. None of the stuff was really released in Ireland. Even none of my friends who were really into, like, you know, US rock scene had ever heard of it. So yeah, it was a very, very unusual thing to bump into someone like Jeff just literally at a street market in a small town nearby where I live, where I was working. And yeah, just happened to bump into him, and it's a small musical circle, so we became friendly. And when I kind of figured out that he's actually, you know, someone to be reckoned with in the industry over here, I kind of made him a business to hang out a little bit more. And then, you know, Greg comes over to do the record. I was lucky enough to get the call to come in and do some drumming. Also fortunate enough that Greg and me, you know, connected, had a good time. We all think along the same lines regarding music. Everyone's very big classic rock fans on this bus, that's for sure. So yeah, basically everyone's very like-minded in that respect, and yeah, it's just been a very easy union, including like meeting the guys in Toronto. Like Mike, you met Mike at a show in Toronto, right?
Yeah, Mike. You know, Mike's been playing around town in Toronto a lot, and I'd seen Mike on a lot of gigs, and I thought he was just an amazing guitarist, and then the opportunity.
I actually I ran into these guys at a party. I was playing a gig downstairs, and I went upstairs to this party, and happened to see them.
Show party.
I happened to see them, and they were talking about how they needed a bass player, and I kind of got in the habit of carrying my CD with me all the time. So I was like, well, check this out, and if you like it, give me a call. And he called me the next day.
No, I called you from the car. I was driving.
Oh, okay.
I pulled over at Queen and John because I had to get something at the variety store, and I called him. He's got a great voice, a great singer-songwriter. It's like, this is excellent stuff. So, you know, you slowly find your way. You know, we're playing a lot. We're doing about 19 or 20 dates across Canada, opening for Jeff, and we just shot a video in Havana with a really great director, and for our first single, Time Won't Wait.
Now, Flower Child, they're a fairly new band, and their album was produced by Jeff Martin, and Jeff Martin 777 and them all toured together on that bus, and it was quite cozy. Up next, Ontario native Jason McCoy has had quite a successful career as a country music singer, and he also formed the Roadhammers as well, who are on a bit of a hiatus right now. But up next, here is Jason McCoy at the Outpost. All right, thanks for watching Wired for Sound. I'm your host, Sarah MacArthur, and I have a very special guest with us here today, our good friend Jason McCoy. He is touring his latest album, Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Perfect. Encompasses everything.
Well, I kind of put everything on the album, so you'd think it would be like 800 songs, but no, it's my first studio album in I guess 6 years or so. With the Roadhammers, you know, I took a break from being a solo artist, and the Roadhammers was supposed to be just one record to have a little fun and a tribute record to truckers, and then it just exploded and took off. But and then the Roadhammers were on a little hiatus. Everybody asks if we broke up.
Okay.
We haven't broke up.
Haven't broken up. Okay.
But we thought we'd take a little break because everybody's doing different things right now. And so while everybody else was doing different records and producing things, I decided to do a solo record. And the first single off the album is called She's Good For Me. Okay. And we have another single off the album called Everything, and that's where we got the title.
Perfect. So She's Good To Me, would that be your wife?
Yes. Yeah, actually when I wrote it about the time my little girl was born. She's 4.5. Aww. And little Grace. And I was thinking of all the things I've done in my life which are self-inflicted and not good for me. I was just thinking how blessed I was at that time to have these girls that were good for me. And that's when I wrote the song with Derek Rutan, another Canadian. So I'm a big fan of his. Well, my daughter's 4 and my son is 2. So when we were touring all over the place with the Hammers, my daughter was just, you know, born up to age 3 really. And so things were a little different. I was away from home a lot. I really have made an effort to say, you know what, now I want to be a dad. And so when I tour, it's going to be different time blocks, but I'm never away from home for more than 2.5 weeks. Yeah, and I don't tour that much. So for me, when I do a tour, we've got a whole new different philosophy of touring and what this show is all about. And it reflects where I'm at personally.
So you're an Ontario boy, born and raised. You moved to Camrose when you were young.
Yeah.
Is that where you make your home now? Or?
No, I actually still live in Southern Ontario. I live in Barrie. And we also have a place in Nashville. So we're back and forth. And I talk a bit about that in the show. I was asked to do an acoustic tour, just myself and a guitar. Mm-hmm. But as you can see behind you with the video screen, we've brought this big video production where we do a chronological walkthrough of my musical history, and we show the videos that I've had to date. We get to see some pretty interesting hairstyles and clothing styles through the years. And then the other thing that's neat is we have some special guests join me on the screen. We have a Grammy-nominated female artist and Canada's top male artist, and so it's pretty cool.
And they join you in what aspect? Do they speak, or is it do they sing?
A bit of both. Yeah, it's kind of a surprise thing, but this is a whole new way of touring for me, and I love the high-tech aspect of this. We've got a great crew. It's the only 7-crew, one-man show that I know of.
7-crew, one-man show.
Absolutely.
What is that? That's just all the technical gear and everything?
Yeah, we got the video guys, sound guys, and got the bus driver, and it's crazy. It's pretty big. We roll pretty heavy for one guy.
So you live in Barrie. My mom lives there. Hi, Mom. I love Barrie. It's a great place. What's it like? You're a country guy.
Well, I just bought a farm there actually, but I grew up in Southern Ontario for the most part, other than when we lived on a farm out in Camrose. But I come from a farming family, and it's just home. It's what it is. You know, country music really got into my bones through the things my dad was listening to, and he loved country music, and he played guitar a little bit, and I wanted to be just like my dad, as most little guys do, and I just loved it, and I just never quit. But country's not a vocation. It's a state of mind, a state of heart, and so I think everybody's really been turned on to country in the last 10 years or so, with all the different acts from Taylor Swift to, and then you got your traditionalists to, like Zach Brown Band, all these different acts that are coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And so what's it? You have a farm. I'm interested about this. So you have a farm. So do you farm? What do you farm on this farm?
Nothing yet. We had a house on it. We took the house down, and we're going to build there in the next couple of years. We lease the land out right now, but I would certainly love to do a little, get my hands dirty on my own land. That would be nice. Actually looking for a tractor right now. So if anybody's got a good deal on a tractor, hit my website at jasonmccoy.com, and maybe we can work a deal. But it's got to have a cab, heat and air,
Welcome back to Wired for Sound. I'm sorry, guys, but this is usually the part of the show where Jason does What's Up in Thunder Bay, but for some reason he's eating a turnbuckle, and I have no idea what that is. Wait a second. I think I just found him.
Welcome back to Wired for Sound. I'm Jason Wellwood with What's Up in Thunder Bay. Coming up on the 10th, 11th, and 12th at Crocs, we've got Stereos, Tokyo Police Club, and Onyx. We've also got Black Pirates Pub hosting a Music for Aid fundraiser for Japan on the 14th. The 15th has 2 CD release parties in town, Burns in Hell at Crocs, and Tracy K and Jamie Steinhoff at the Branch 5 Legion on Van Norman. As well that night, Andrea Ramelow is going to play at Black Pirate Pub. On the 16th, King Karma is going to play Jack's and bring hip-hop there. And on the 19th, the Rumble Strips are going to play at Jack's with a little bit of indie rock. This is just a tip of the iceberg of what's happening here in Thunder Bay. Check out tvshows.com for more information.
Hey, this is Jason McCoy. You're watching Wired for Sound with my good friend Sarah MacArthur right here on Shaw TV.
Okay, so we're back at Comics Plus Music Exchange. I'm here with one of the biggest Kiss fans I know, Mr. Gary Gummison. He's the owner and proprietor of this lovely establishment here, and where we're shooting here today. Now, Gary, we were talking earlier about vinyl, and bands now are starting to come out with vinyl, like their new albums on vinyl. Like I picked up an Arkells album recently, and the thing was purple.
Yeah, that's neat. We were discussing why are people getting into vinyl, and we're thinking everybody's just downloading music now, and like there's not much to it. To look at something with a physical aspect, you can, holding the vinyl and it's big, and the cover art, the liner notes, people are really getting.
And you don't get that on a CD.
No, you don't.
No.
Well, especially you don't get that on a download. You're getting nothing.
You get nothing.
So people really want that. I think that hands-on, and then spinning the vinyl. It just seems like that's a big thing now for. Kids, even high school kids.
To put them on even the covers on the walls and stuff too. Yeah. And collecting is also big as well, right?
Yeah, there's some people who look at the different collectible aspects of records, and me being a big Kiss fan, I do know things of them. Like here we go, people will know the Kiss Rock and Roll album, Rock and Roll Over album.
And which one's this one? Is this the American or Canadian?
Canadian-American cover, yeah, everybody's used to. And then here's a Mexican pressing of it. Came out in the 80s when the album was, like 6, 7 years old already, and like Eric Carr wasn't even in the band when they recorded that album, and he's on the cover. So it's just weird things that they do. Here's another absolutely different cover for the same album from Argentina.
All the same.
All the same. So really weird.
That is cool. So different countries have different album covers.
Yep. Oh yeah, they can.
I learned something. And also, there's a couple of just Kiss out. Show our viewers this Kiss albums. I think it's pretty cool.
This is a little tidbit we're looking.
This little tidbit.
Here's the tip of the back cover of Kiss Live 2 with the songs listed. They're 5, 5, 5. That's what they ended up being. But here is what they wanted to do. They're going to add extra songs on it. You see there's Take Me, Hooligan, and Do You Love Me. They never did do it because, as you know, you put more songs on the record, the grooves get smaller, the quality goes down.
Quality goes down.
So they didn't want that, so they never did put those songs on the album, but they made the covers up.
They nixed it.
So they sent these out for promos to the radio stations thinking that they're getting it for free, so what's the difference if the album, they can't complain that the song's not on there. But somebody sneaked out, so this cover, in this shape, you probably get for $2 the record.
$2.
This one, just for the cover, you're going to be paying over $200 for it.
Seriously?
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy.
That's crazy, even though there's no vinyl made with the songs.
No vinyl made with the songs.
Just the cover.
Absolutely just for the cover for 3 songs printed. Yeah.
That's crazy. And also, speaking of bizarre, the Stones. Just check that Stones album out.
So you're talking about the colored vinyl of the Arkells. Well, here's one of the first gimmick covers of the day was the Stones album with the 3D cover for their Satanic Majesty's Request. I don't know if you can get that.
Can you guys see that?
But that was always a big deal back in the day. And there's an original pressing right there. So again, besides just listening to music, you get the visually now you're really getting stimulated.
Yeah.
So here we go.
No, speaking of visual stimulation.
Yeah. Of course, the King himself. Picture disc records are another thing for collectors. Here you get the music's on there, but wow, we got beautiful pictures on both sides of the King. And of course, for fans, they're going to love that. You can watch them spin around as you're listening to the music.
In your living room. Yeah. Oh, the King, you gotta love him. So speaking of vinyl, thanks, Gary. Appreciate you giving us that little information. Speaking of vinyl, DJ Hula was just recently in town, and he was in the store, and he was blown away. He was running around like a little kid in a candy store, just checking out all the different vinyls. And he actually played a show at Black Pirates Pub, Milltown Mashup 2. Check this out.
Yeah, you guys ready for this shit? What? You like that? It's all evil. This is evil music.
I'm Tony Decker. Yo, DJ Dustbuster, aka Misha Dobak, Dust One, Dust Wonder. Burns in Hell, T-Bay all day, Wax Flows Intolerant.
Yeah, and that was not rehearsed at all.
Not one bit.
So we're playing the Milltown Mashup 2. That's an event we organized 2 years ago. We flew Hula down for that show. That was at the Rock House. And that went off really good, but we wanted to give Hula a good Saturday crowd. So we brought him down for this Saturday tonight, Black Pirates Pub. It's going to be sick. We were all played at that last show at Rock House, and we're going to do it again.
Milltown Mashup 2.
I mean, all the music I used to listen to was kind of dark and electro, and so when I'm choosing tracks or I'm playing music, man, I try to keep it as light and fun as possible. I try to keep true to my own taste in music, which is a little darker, but to be honest, like I just really keep the vibe like super fun and tight and light. Yeah, and light, yeah, light and tight.
They were all lined up and ready to spin. You could see in their faces that they wanted to win. Yes, Marlon took a test to become a DJ. He cut the music when it's something this way. He cut the music with so much class. The sucker DJs was a bust on it. So when the time was up, they just couldn't believe what the man Marley Marl has just achieved. You get the people dancing on the wackiest jam, cause Marley Marl is one hell of a man. So to those DJs that think you're the greatest, just stop looking, listen, cause you haven't heard the
Yo, my name is Hula from Nelson, BC, and I'm here in Thunder Bay, and we're gonna play some funky music, disco and breakbeat and funk, and we're gonna see how Thunder Bay likes to party. I came here to play music for the fine people of Thunder Bay because it's got a good little scene here. I think the people are really open to all kinds of music, and it seems like everyone's pretty positive, and there's not too much, because it's a fresh scene, it's not too watered down with people that are like genre snobs of any sort. It seems like everyone's pretty open to everything.
My dad was a musician, a folk musician from Thunder Bay, and he's really raised me up on lots of world music, and I just love hearing like all the different music from around the world, and I feel like anywhere you go, really, people like don't get a chance to hear lots of cool sounds and cool feelings and cool groups, so I really like to share lots of fun music from around the world. That's a big thing.
Yeah, like stuff that people haven't heard before, stuff that people have to really, really dig to get. So
and letting people like really like let loose and like open themselves up. Like lots of my friends before I started DJing, like I really got into lots of electronic music and funk and kind of like dance music before they did, and lots of people weren't really open to it. But then once you kind of like break people into the scene, they realize it's a lot of fun.
Coming soon to Shaw TV, Urban Star.
We're looking for rappers, R&B singers, and reggae artists all across the country. We want to find out if you got what it takes to be the next urban star.
You can win a record deal, world distribution, and much more. Urban Star 2011 is coming to Shaw TV to a city near you. Register now, urbanstarcontest.com.
Well, thanks for watching another episode of Wired for Sound. I did find Jason. Turns out he wasn't eating a turnbuckle. Look at him. No turnbuckles. He's getting a tattoo by Fenton at Underground Ink. And who can blame him, really, because he is pretty much one of the best tattoo artists in town. He did my ink, too. Blush. Aww. Now, thanks for watching. If you do want to be on the show, give us a call, 766-7010, or email us at cable10@shaw.ca and let us know, and we'd love to have you. So, for Shaw TV, Wired for Sound, I'm Sarah MacArthur.
And I'm Jason Wellwood, and this is Fenton.
This is Fenton. Hi, Fenton. Does that hurt?
No. No.